Good morning, everyone. Hope all feel well. It's been a long time. Almost, is it half a year or something like that? To see you again. And, but this time someone suggested I'll talk about silent illuminations and practice of Huatou, the method of Huatou. So I use this opportunity to share with you about silent illumination and Huatou. Now, for the Chinese Chan practice, that when it comes to silent illumination and Huatou, it has gone through many changes before it reaches that. In the beginning, when Buddhism came to China through the Silk Road, then Chinese accept the original, you could say original teachings of the Buddha. So the approach of Chan is, you could say it's a gradual approach. And when it comes to China, people also practice step by step, say, the gradual approach of Chan practice. But it's through so many years, then it has evolved. And then for the Chan practice, it comes to the big time, which is the time of the Tang dynasty. It's around 7th, 8th century. And if you're familiar with a little bit about the history of Chan Buddhism, then probably you heard about the 6th patriarch, Huatou. Anybody familiar with it? Yeah? And yes, some of you. And it's a big time of the Chan practice. And it's emphasized on the, not so much on the sitting meditation, but you still need to have a very calm and clear mind in order to really reach what the teaching of the 6th patriarch Huatou. So already at that time, they will not emphasize on the gradual practice of meditation or Chan, which is to say, for the Chinese, they put more emphasis on the development of wisdom, because they don't have this condition, or they don't have this environment for them to really go deep into the mountain or go deep into the wood and practice for a long time before they could really come out to help the society. So that's one thing. Another thing is that they have no support from the majority, where in India, then the practice, any kind, I think any kind of practice that is for the spiritual practice, then people, majority will support that by at least offering their food for them. So it's more convenient, more available for the practitioner in India to go into solitary retreat or solitary practice than in China. And in China it's different. So the way of going out to beg for food, it's somehow not success in China. So the practitioner has to be self-support, and in the beginning it's actually supported by it's supported by the government, the officials, rather than the general public. So that's how it evolved. Of course, they also in the beginning, many practitioners really practice meditation, deep into meditation, so that the level of practice is quite high. And so when it comes to the time of the sixth patriarch, it's about 7th or 8th century, and then we come down to big time. When it comes to big time, then gradually, it goes down. It declines until it comes to the southern Song dynasty, which is around I think it's the 10th century. And then the practice of chant was not really, you could say it's not so well, or it's not, it's neglected. So people will practice recitation, the Buddha's name. The people will practice repentance. People will practice using mantras and reading sutras, and somehow neglect the practice of chant or the practice of meditation. So at that time, there are two outstanding chant masters come out, and that is one, the Master Hongzhi Zhengjue. Hongzhi, I use Hongzhi rather short, maybe it's easier for you to remember. Master Hongzhi. Actually, this is Hongzhi Zhengjue. It's four words. And then another one is Master Da Hui Zhong Gao. So I use Da Hui instead for you to easily remember. So Hongzhi, Master Hongzhi's emphasize on the method of silent illumination, and Master Da Hui advocate on the method of Huatou, as well as later on it becomes Gong'an. I'll elaborate on that one by one. So first of all, I'd like to talk about the silent illumination. You could say that, very simply put, silent is that your mind is quiet. Your mind is not disturbed, peaceful. So in that sense, it's a silence. It's easy. Just make it easy so that for you to get the idea of the so-called silence. Illumination referring to while you're silencing, then your mind is also very clear. But this word "very" here is important, because the clarity has different levels. So if you are really, really talking about silent illumination, then it's very, very, very clear. Your mind has to be almost like crystal clear. Right? And for silence, then for us, to easily understand that, as I said, then we use, your mind is not disturbed. Your mind is peaceful, quiet. That's all. But actually, if you wanted to talk about the silence, then it refers to you could reach a state where there's no need for words, and there's no words to really available to describe that kind of state. So that part is silence. So even silence itself has like very basically that our mind is not disturbed. We are feeling peaceful, quiet. But if you go deeper, then it becomes like you have to reach a state where it is not necessary for words to utter. Right? You get it? Understand? Yeah. At least just understand like this. So illumination is the same. Like in the beginning, you're not sleepy. You're awake. Right? So it's okay. So that refers to illumination. But you need to go to where you feel like I said, clear, very clear, and crystal clear. This is very, very clear. So it's different. The depth of it is different. So what they do is that for silent illumination, they have to be at the same time. So just use an example of in the Chan school. Usually they use example of the autumn lake. So the lake in the fall is very there's no wind, there's no wave on the surface of the water, so that it could reflect whatever that's the environment around. And then it could also, you could see also, because the water is so still, that you could see very clear down there to the bottom, whatever it's around, whatever is there. So underneath it's clear, and also the reflection is very clear. So that's the analogies that it's in the Chan school. They usually describe that kind of state of mind like that, as a clear mind. So and then they also believe, or this concept of believing that we sentient beings all have the Buddha nature, and all you need to do is to sit, let your mind clear, and then quiet and clear your mind until you really discover or find your Buddha nature again. So that kind of clear state, then you need to really let go of many things. As we know, when we practice meditation, when we sit down, then we see what do we encounter first. First of all is the physical encounter of our feeling of the body. Pain in the legs, pain in the back, pain in the shoulders, things like that, right? And then later on, as we get familiar with the sitting, then we will notice how our monkey mind works. We have so many wandering thoughts, right? And then as we sit more and more, then wandering thought also gradually decrease and subside. And then moment here and there, we feel the clarity of the mind. And if you sit more and more, and you practice more and more, and then you believe, you have a very strong faith in the practice, then gradually the clarity or the clearness of your mind get deeper and deeper and deeper, right? And until you could reach the state of silent illumination. And how do you practice? Now, first of all is the practice to be relaxed. The relaxation of the body and mind. And then, in order to relax the body and mind, then you need to know the feeling of your body, the sensation of your body. Right? Sensation of the body is very easy. Do you know you're sitting here right now? Anybody that don't know you're sitting here? Raise your hand. Okay, so we all have feelings. Right? Not only that you know that you're sitting here, but also, it's also easy to start with. Is that do you know right now that your body, which part of the body that feels more obvious to you, and what do you feel with that part? Okay, anybody answer? Share with us. Right now, your body, which part of the body that's feel very obvious, and what is it like?
I actually don't feel my leg.
Okay, so you feel your leg numb.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's very obvious. So that's feeling. Who are you?
My name is Serena.
Uh-huh. And then what do you feel right now?
I don't know. Every time I feel I have lots of wandering thoughts.
No, right now, what your body feel?
My body feel a little bit hungry. I don't have my breakfast.
Okay, so you feel hungry, stomach hungry. Good. So that's the feelings, right? What about you?
I'm here.
You're here?
Yes.
Okay, so you're present. Anything that's obvious with your body?
Yes.
Anything?
My leg.
My legs. Okay, your legs. Good.
Everybody. Every part of.
Okay, your body.
Yes.
So that's at least the first step, that you have to know the feeling or the sensation of your body. If you don't know sensation of your body, then you can't work with meditation. Relaxation. You know your body first, the feeling of your body, sensation of your body, what it feels like. And once you notice that part, say for example, if you feel your legs right now is numb, so what do you do? So you move your legs like this, right? That's very, very, very natural. It's very natural response that we do. We would juggle a little bit, our legs. So it's not so painful, right? So that's the first step, actually. So knowing the sensation of your body, and then know how to adjust it. And in order to relax that part, what we usually suggest is that you will not exert any effort to that part of the body. Say for example, if you feel your shoulder right now is kind of tense or heavy, so what you do is that you just move a little bit, and then you try not to exert any effort to that part, and you see how you feel. So that's the thing. and then and then and then learn to relax your body. Right. So in order to learn to relax your body, then you need to familiar with the sensation of body by knowing that, how to adjust it so that that part is coming from tense, happiness, to not tense, to relax that part. So usually referring to the physical body. So you relax that part. How do you relax that part is just to do not exert any effort to the muscles of your body that time. Right? So that's the second one is to relax the physical body. And to relax the physical body is to not exert effort to your muscles. Understand? It's okay? Yeah. Say for example, what do you feel with your eyes right now?
I don't know if I can really feel my eyes. They feel a little dry, but other than that, I don't feel much.
Okay, dry. Good. Feel eyes dry. Anybody that feels, your eyes is just tense? You feel anything?
No, but when you say like, what did you feel in your eyes? I have to concentrate on trying to feel in my eyes because normally I wouldn't just feel it.
Yeah, you need to really feel your eyes. Yeah. What about you?
I'm trying to fix my sight on you,
Okay.
and actually I put some effort to open it wide.
Right.
Yeah.
So you put an effort. Once you put an effort, that means your eyes it's not relaxed enough, right? So what you do is that if you feel that you're putting more effort in, like paying more attention, what you do is that could you release it by just opening this way in this direction, but not really focusing on what you feel with your eyes. So when you do that, then your eyes is more relaxed, right? Yeah. So at least you know how to do with all part of the body and to relax your body. That's the first thing, and then relax the mind. Relax the mind. That we have some way to relax the mind. One is by breathing out. Now, when you breathe out, your body also relaxes. And then once your body relaxes, your mind is also calm. Right. That's the thing. You can try it. Try to breathe out. And feel as if the whole body relaxes. And then your mind is also calm. And again, breathe out. And feel that. Naturally breathe in and then breathe out. Okay. Good. Just feel it. You know. Another thing is that you make a smile. Very natural. Naturally just make a very light, gentle smile. You don't have to smile it out, but as is, within yourself you feel happy. Try it. Feel it for yourself. How you feel? It's okay? Right. Now, another thing is that if your attitude, you feel like you don't have to do anything in a hurry. And you feel like you are on vacation. So the attitude is very relaxed. Another thing is that you feel like everything is fine. Everything is okay. So those things that make your mind more relaxed. So this is very basic. But even for the basic, we have to practice so that we are very familiar with them. And then every time, like any time that you could bring that relaxation back to yourself, right? And then once you this relaxation of the body and relaxation of the mind, we're familiar with it. Then we use the method of the breath. Either you follow the breath or use the counting the breath method. So this, I think you're familiar with it, right? Breath counting method. Now, or somebody will use a mantra. Somebody will use recitation of the name of the Buddha. Right? That's okay. Whatever method that you use, that's fine. And then you come to a point where in the beginning of meditation, you have a lot of wandering thoughts, and then later on, your wandering thoughts decrease. Decrease because you are using the method to calm yourself, right? To be more focused, and gradually you become like I use example of counting your breath. Gradually you may come to a point where you don't need to use a number to count. It's naturally that the number seems like something extra, right? So naturally you just drop the number of counting, and then at that time you come to feel your breath in and out, in and out. So that becomes following your breath. And even you sit more and more regularly every day, and you come to a point where you feel like you want to sit more. Time sitting is longer. It's very natural. You develop that natural tendency of sitting more, and then even to a point where you don't really need to follow your breath. But your mind is very clear. It's not sleepy, but you're clear about everything is happening. Then we come to the point of silent illumination, and that is the method so-called just sitting only. Just sitting only. And in Chinese is called 只管打坐. Just sitting. Or in Japanese is called shikantaza. Right? So how do you do the just sitting only? Is that you sit here, you know that you're sitting here, and your mind is clear, and also calm and clear, knowing that you're sitting here. Now you need to go through that steps by calming your mind first with relaxation, counting your breath or following your breath, and then to reach the just sitting only. So you come step by step, and you build a very good foundation of letting your mind calm and more focused. You come to that point. And for just sitting only, just for you to have a little bit of taste of it, is that it's very easy. Just like I said, do you know that you're sitting here? Everybody knows that you're sitting here, right? Do you need it to take any effort? No, very easy. You just know. But could you sustain that while in sitting meditation? Say 1 second, it's very easy. You notice you're sitting here. Everybody has. As long as we have sense, then we know that we're sitting here. Right? But how long will you sustain that? Maybe 2 seconds? That is just to show that, if we cannot sustain long, that just to show that actually our mind is not calm enough to really come to that state. But using this method is almost like effortless. But how do you do so that it's effortless, that you can sit longer? That is to say, you need to practice so that you're calm and calm and calm and calm. And then your mind's clear. Clear and clear and calm. And then you don't need to really make an effort in sitting. So that's the silent illumination. Before that is the, you could say that it's expedient way, methods to reach that. Just sitting. And not only that, just sitting, then you have to know that your body is just sitting. So once in a while you're sitting this way, you need to remind yourself that, okay, your body is just sitting here. You are sitting here. So once in a while, sometimes, just like I said, it won't last long, so you need to remind yourself, just sitting here, coming back to that state of calmness and just sitting only. There's no other thing that you really need to do. Just sitting only, the body. And then later on, as you practice, just sitting with the body here, and then later on, you don't need to really think about the body. Now, what I'm saying is just sitting here, with the body sitting here, referring to just that feeling, that knowing. You don't need to imagine the shape of your body. And you also don't need to see so clear that you see all the internal organs of your body. Because someone may misunderstood by just sitting only, that you need to see clearly where's the lung is, where's the heart is, where's the stomach inside, what is looks like, and you don't need to imagine, what your brain is like. It's not necessary. You just need to know you're sitting here. It's very simple. Understand? Okay, that's understand. Good. So you come to a point where you don't need to really. It's like your mind and your body become one. You don't feel the separation that this is the body and this is my thought or my mind. So you come to that point. So at that time, body and mind is one. Then it's very naturally, it just becomes natural that the feeling of the environment is clearer and clearer and clearer. What do I mean by clearer? Referring to, say for example, if you're sitting here and your mind's calm, and then it seems like you don't have to really pay much attention to the body, and your mind and the environment is clear, then to begin with, you may be clear about just the room here, right? You're sitting here, but you feel the room. Not only that you feel the floor, not only that you feel the ceiling, not only that you feel the walls, but you also feel the people around. Naturally, and you also may feel, very detailed or very subtle sounds or atmosphere of the room. And then your clarity expands, that naturally just feel the whole beauty. And naturally you feel, even the street. And naturally you even feel the far away, cars, sound, the motors, engines. You just hear it. But even with that, your mind is very calm. You feel like you're calm, you're here. But all those things that are happening around, you make clear what's going on. So clarity as well as calmness of the mind. Right? And then as you sit more and more, your clarity will expand very far away. And to a point where you feel like there's no separation with your body, with your mind, and with your environment. You just feel one with them all. Now, that is not really the silent illumination yet. And then you need to come to a point where there's no a single thoughts of entanglements, attachments here and there. And then let go of everything. Even with the experience of feeling oneness with everything. That is also let go. And that is to say, let go of the so-called self-centeredness. And if you could let go of the self-centeredness, then it's called like you may reach the silent illuminations of silence. There's no need for words. Illumination is the clarity. So these two work together. But in practice of silent illumination, you may come to a point where you have too much of silence and not enough of illumination, which is referring to a state where you feel very calm, but it seems like you're resting. And very easily, time passes very fast. But did you know what's going on before that? You didn't know. You may come into that state. So that you need to avoid. Once you notice that you're just resting and then very calm and very peaceful, and you enjoy it, pull yourself out. You need some clarity, with that. So that's silent illumination together. Now, if you use so that your mind is very clear, and it's as if you have to open your eyes, make an effort to clear yourself up, but it becomes like tension. And then it becomes too tense, then your mind is not calm. So that part you also need to be aware. So far is the introduction about the using the method of silent illumination, and the concept to lead to it is that you believe in the Buddha nature of everyone, of yourself. Everyone possesses the Buddha nature, that you could reach that state of silent illumination. Okay? So far, any questions? Next will be the Huatou method. Is it too new to you? Silent illumination?
In the process of relaxing the body, can you focus on the pain? Can you just see it and see it kind of like the source of that? Or it's not like another kind of meditation where you just put like one sense.
It's more of in the process of meditation that you feel pain and how to deal with the pain, right? So what you do is that, first of all, is your attitude is that you accept the pain. Once you accept the pain, then it's not that painful yet, right? And then what you do is that at that time, you try to relax. Try to relax. Say, for example, you feel pain in legs here. Could you try to relax? And if you, first of all, is that you accept it, then it's not that painful. Second is that try to relax. And if you try to relax, then that part is not that painful anymore. Right? And then, but the pain will increase gradually. It is not like like it's like painful right away. It's very very strong, but just come a little bit stronger, and then as you relax, and then it's okay, you can stay, and the strength of the pain or the level of pain will increase gradually. So it becomes a method for you to just stay with that. And if you stay with it, you don't think that I feel pain, but you just focus on that to stay with that pain. So it's like just one point here. That becomes a method. And that's how you deal with it. And later on, it even comes to more painful. Maybe you feel coolness. You're cool with that part. That is the maximum of the pain. And you feel cool. But if you move, and then you feel hot again, pain again. So you have to stay there. So once you reach that maximum, the peak of the pain, then later on, after meditation, then you could sustain the pain more. Painful feeling will not become a really something that's unbearable for you. Okay.
Could you explain self-centeredness and Buddha nature?
Self-centeredness is if we in everyday life, that when we do anything, when we're thinking or deal with things, your motivation is start with your fixation, with your benefit. Everything's surround the so-called my benefit, my illness, my crisis, everything that's surrounded with that. Then we say that we have the self-centeredness. And when do you feel the self-centeredness more obvious? Say, for example, if you're not familiar, or you're kind of very easily get nervous to stand in front of the audience and talking. And at that time you feel nervous. Your body become like tense up. And that is when you feel like the self-centeredness is very strong. Or when you have different opinions with others, and you try to to fight for your opinions. I'm right. You're wrong. And then that is where you feel it's very strong self-centeredness there. And of course, we can see that this is something very easy for us to know. And then yes, you can see some other people where they grab for money. They want money. They have money, and they want more and more and more. They feel like this guy, this self-centered is so big, right? So that's what we call it, self-centeredness. But of course, those things are more obvious. But in our everyday life, every time we think, just thinking, are we surrounded by the self-centeredness? We always surrounded by the self-centeredness. So what you do is that you may do some like a method. What you do is that just think about, just be aware that when you think, and then what do you start when you think about something? You think about like or dislike. Like, if you think about something that you like, you continue with those thoughts. So the link of thoughts will go, right? You can do it, right? You can do it. Practice become a practice. So what you do is that at that moment, would you be able to not continue that links of thought? Not to think of either bad or not to think of good. Say if you like it, you continue to, the chain of thoughts. And then once you notice that your thought is not good, so you suppress yourself, and then you go to the reverse direction. It becomes again, you have a chain of thoughts. So would you be able to, at that point, try to yourself, just don't think about good and bad, right? So at least it becomes a practice for yourself that you try to let go of the self-centeredness there at that moment. Yeah, you can try it. That becomes a method for you. I tried that already. It's interesting to find that actually, if you don't think of this way or you don't think of that way, you don't need to continue that thought. So it's interesting. So that is the so-called like self-centeredness, and then the Buddha nature refers to the teaching of the Buddha where everything is permanent. And because of the impermanence of this everything, then nothing lasts forever. And because of that, then its nature itself, it's called empty, because it's changed. So in Buddhism, we don't deny the existence of any phenomena. It's there, but its nature is that the nature of change. It won't last. It won't stay forever. And its nature is emptiness. It's just make it very simple, so you understand. The so-called the Buddha nature, and the nature of emptiness is the Buddha nature. And you can see it from the environment, and then you can see it for your body. And then you could feel it for your thoughts. Everything is change. So that itself is the nature of emptiness, and that is the Buddha nature.
Yes, Master, when I think of don't think of what is good or what is bad, I feel it's very difficult to practice in the real world because everything has a rule, and you need to follow the rule. Otherwise, they don't feel that you are a part of it. And also, Buddha also think of the Dharma is above all the religion. So I really feel confused about this very ideal way of thinking. So I don't know how to practice it. Yeah.
Okay, once we know we are in this world of duality, so we have to deal with it accordingly. And actually, this kind of duality or this kind of rules is only maybe suitable or it may works for this society. And then once you go to another world, another society, it just works differently. So that itself, there's nothing true about it. It just works at that time with certain people, certain race, or certain society, a certain group. You can say that. But we don't deny this. Right? Because things are good and good, things are bad, bad. Things are beautiful, beautiful, and ugly is ugly. It has some kind of standard of the society, so we don't deny that part. But the core, or you can say the nature of it, is the nature of empty. So when we feel like we're very proud of something, and then just remind ourselves, everything comes because of many conditions. This is not just by yourself, and it just won't last. So that you are not so proud, right? So if you're greedy for something, or you attach to something, also think about the nature of emptiness, or think about the so-called impermanence. Is it something that you could really grab on, hold on forever? Right? You can't. So that's ultimately, you need to see that. But in order to function in the world, you still need to do it, accordingly. Go to work, then you have responsibility for your job. You perform your job. And you bring yourself to the practice of the present moment, where you do your best at the present moment. But also understand that everything change, so that we are less attached, as well as we are freer in that sense.
Yeah. So I think of White Dao. Like, yes, I have some friends in DDN. They also remind me that that organization is called White Dao. So I feel if nothing's good or nothing's bad, then the White Dao, they also do something to benefit the society. Yes, there's some friends, they devote to being a vegan, to protect the environment, but they belong to a White Dao organization. So I really feel confused about this, because I can feel that those people, they are very good, and some people, they feel that we are Zhen Dao, but they still do nothing for the society. So I don't know.
Well, for this this word that you use the nowadays in English we use instead of using the word outer path, we use non-Buddhist. We use this word non-Buddhist rather than outer path. Better, because outer path is a little bit negative in that sense. Yeah, this word White Dao means outer path, right? So we use non-Buddhist nowadays. So it's better. And we don't deny the good thing about them because they still do good things. And you can say that we started out at the same point, but the direction or the goal may be different. You can only say that. So we try not to emphasize. That's the thing with practitioners or with many religious believers, that they always think that they're the best.
Yeah,
So we try to avoid that.
it's true.
Just like the example of our teacher is that for food, then people prefer, say for example, people prefer hot food. Some people prefer sweet food. Some people prefer smelly food. Like in Chinese, it's like the smelly tofu. They feel great. But in the West, then they prefer the smelly cheese. They like it. It's different one. So food is just food. Okay. So far with the silent illumination, okay. So come to the Huatou method. Now, for the practice of Chan, then we have different approaches. At that time, in the 10th century, two very obvious approaches had come out, just because at that time the society or the master feel like they have to have something to help practitioners. So one of them is silent illumination, and then the other one is the method of the Huatou. Now this Huatou in Chinese, the meaning of it is the head of a phrase, the head of a sentence, or actually also refers to the head of a thought. So it's the Huatou. Now, before, what is it that before the thought? If you have a thought, what is before the thought? That's the head. Now, if you already have the thoughts, then it's not the head anymore, but it's the tail, or it's the handle of the thought. If the phrase is uttered, if you talk, you speak out a phrase already. This is a journey. So this is a journey. This phrase is already the tail, or this phrase, this is the journey. It's just the handle of the phrase. But what is it that is before this? That is referring to the head of a phrase. So, Huatou. Hua is something that speaks. Right? Understand? So it's very easy. This Huatou, or this beginning of the phrase, usually referring to the dialogue between master and disciples. And in the story, that it's possible that the master helped the disciple to get enlightened, or the master helped the disciples to have a deeper understanding of the teachings, or the master helping disciples to open their eyes or open their mind so that their practice could be deepened. Right? Those are the stories that happens. And usually the Huatou, or the beginning of a phrase, is the key words or the key phrase that in the dialogue that happens. Say, for example, a monk come to Master Zhao Zhou, ask him, is dog, does dog has Buddha nature? Right? We just mentioned about every sentient being has Buddha nature. And now this monk came to Master Zhao Zhou and asked him, does dog has Buddha nature? Right? And the master replied, no. Wu, in Chinese this word Wu refers to no. So it becomes a puzzle. And the story just ended. And later on it becomes like a gongman, or it becomes like, what is Wu? This word Wu referring to what is nothingness? What is no? What is nothing? It becomes a puzzle for practitioners to use, but usually it's in a question. It's in a question. So you have a question mark there. What is no? What is Wu? What is nothingness? So it becomes a method for the practitioners to use. So in two ways, one is that you will ask, what is nothingness? Or you say, what is Wu? Or you will use this phrase to trace to the beginning, referring to the head of the phrase, or the head of a thought. By what is? And sometimes when you use this method, you just say, what? In your mind. It becomes a questioning. What? Referring to, the beginning. Right? So I just give an example. Now another example is that the story about the sixth patriarch. When he received the transmission from the fifth patriarch, he has the bow and he has the rope, right? As something representing his sixth patriarch. So at that time, people very much attached to the those things. And he has to flee to the south to escape. And then there's this one monk. His name is Huiming, chasing after him for a month and reached Huineng, which is the sixth patriarch. And he wanted to grab the bow, the backing bow, and the rope. And but at that time, Master Huineng and Huiming has a dialogue, and he was not able to really, get the rope and the bow. And he said, "I'm coming here because of the Dharma, referring to the teaching. I'm not coming here for the rope and the bow." So the Master Huineng, the sixth patriarch, came out and said that if you're here for the Dharma, this one here is very important. If you hear for the Dharma, then now you have to clear your mind. Sit down and clear your mind. And clear your mind so that you have no good thoughts and no bad thoughts. At that time, what is your original face? So referring to not to think of good, not to think of evil. What is your original face? Right? At the moment, Master Huiming followed the teaching. Sit down, clear his mind, not to think of good, not to think of evil. And he found his Buddha nature. He got enlightened. Right? So because of that story, then later generation will use this phrase, not to think of good, not to think of evil. What is my original face? It becomes a method, Huatou. And then as in the meditation, you also practice not to think of good, not to think of evil. What is my original face? And it's shortened like, what is my original face? And then maybe later on becomes like, original face? Or becomes what? What? So it's like a questioning, what? Right? So it becomes method. And also, the master also teach like, before I was born, what is my original face? Again, questioning about original face. Do you know what is your original face before you're born? Now, before you're born doesn't refer to just, this time that you're here. It's like many lifetimes before. Refers to many lifetimes before you were born. What is your original face? So actually this word, what is your original face referring to, like, before the thoughts come out, what is it? It's the same thing. It's asking about the same thing. What is it? Now, you have lived for, so long, and you have witnessed so many things is happening, and you may have questions for life. Say, where am I coming from? Where will I go after this? Where am I coming from? When you're a child, did you ask your parents this? Where am I coming from? Parents can't answer it. Parents cannot give real answer to it. And what happened? Where I'm going after this? You can't answer for yourself. If in your life you have these questions, it's very easy, or you have more inclined to use this method better because you have questions. And it's very, very, very crucial because everything else is not important, but this is important. Because you see that you don't want to live on, you may feel, am I going through life like this? Get education, get married, and have children. And is that it? You may have questions like this. do I want to live a life like this? Or even if you don't get married, are you going to pass your life like this? There must be something that I don't understand. There must be something that, could give me some answers. Now, if you have this kind of questioning in life, then it's easier for you to incline to use method of Huatou. Say, for example, one time I was driving in New York from Queens, going upstate for 2 hours. And I was so tired driving for almost 1.5 hours, almost reaching there. I was so tired, so I stopped, on the highway, on the curve. I rest. And I was in my car, and then I closed my eyes, I rest. And then 15 minutes later, I woke up. And then once, like when I woke up, I had a thought like, where was I? I was so, knowing, I was driving, right, from Queens up to upstate. So I was clear that I'm driving. I am driving. But when I was in the car resting, where was I? It becomes a question. Where was I? I didn't know. Where was I? Becomes the questions. So this method is actually to find like we have questions, and it's a real questions that something's important in life that we need to find some answer. We just don't pass our life like this. Enjoy our food. It's something that's short. Enjoy things in life. Enjoy the things with our senses. It's very short. But something is crucial in life. Right? So it becomes the method. And at that time, it really helped people to cut off all the wandering thoughts. And even for people who practicing for a long time and then they did not really realize the Buddha nature, and then they asked this, and they could come to a point where they find the answer. Now, actually, for this answer, we know that in the teaching, that if you say, what is my original nature, or what is my original face, you say, my Buddha nature. You say, it's the true suchness. Or you may answer, that's from the teaching, from the sutra, you may say, it's the Tathagata, the Ru Lai. Right? You can have all kinds of answers. You can say it's empty. It's emptiness. It's the nature of emptiness. You can say that. But when you say that, did you realize? Did you really realize? Or just, you read from the teachings that you answer. It's from your thoughts. You don't realize it. And by using this method, then you're not supposed to analyze. You're not supposed to have other thoughts, but just using this questioning. So in the beginning, you may have in the beginning of using this method in meditation, then for us to suggest is that you also need to practice from ground, which is to build a groundwork first. Relaxation. Come to use the method of the breath, and then when you come to the breath where you don't need to count, you don't need number, and even the breath itself, you don't need to use the following breath. Once you go to that level, then your mind is calm enough, and then you start to have to ask a question. You ask a question like, what is emptiness? What is it? And if your mind is calm enough, then the question has more strength. That's how you use this method of Huatou. Understand now so far? And then when you use this method, then you cannot be too hurried or too anxious for the answer. You need to use it with patience. Because if you start to ask, what is it? Or what is you? Or you ask, what is my original face? And then you start to ask, what is my original face? And then you say, what is my original face? And it gets stronger and stronger. You may come to a point where you have a stuffy head. And it's like something wants to explode. Then that is too tense in using it. You have to slow down. So that is why we want you to build a good foundation of calmness first before you use this. So you don't use it in such a way that's very, very much forceful. And you may come to a point where you want to cry, or even want to laugh, or want to yell. So this thing that you don't want to happen. But it's possible. So once you notice it, if you have this kind of reactions, then calm yourself first. Calm down. Not to mix with certain emotions when using this method. And that you need to be calm with this. So this is the method of the Huatou, but also about the, just talk a little bit about the Gong'an. Gong'an referring to Gong'an, this in Chinese, in English means a public case, which is usually referring to the story between the disciples and the masters. And this thing happens, so it's become a story that when you read, everybody know what's going on, what's happening in this. And it's called Gong'an, or in China, in English, you may use this word, public case. It's like a court that this case is finished, so they put on fire somewhere, so it become a public case, right? So the story goes like, just give an example. Say for example, now this, let me see. I can't remember this name, but the master and the disciple was walking, in the field, and then seeing the wild ducks, flown away, and the master asked, asked the disciple, where's the wild ducks? And the disciple answered, flying away. And then again, the master asked the same question again. Where's the ducks? Already gone. And then this time the master squeezed the disciples. No, say, where? And then the disciple got enlightened. And well, you can see this kind of story happening, and then when you read it, it's like interesting. But probably you don't know what's going on. And later on, the disciple was like going back to the living quarter and cry happily, and saying that, oh, I've been deaf for 3 days because of this squeezing this master, asking the master. Do you understand? They know what's going on. The level of practice, the teacher, master, knowing what's going on with the disciple, and then what the disciple is also know what's going on with himself, and how the master helped him to get deeper, into practice. But if we are not, we're not really practicing this method, we don't know what's going on, right? There's another disciple of Master Huatou, the sixth patriarch. Now at that time, Master Huatou already, well known. And one day, this Chan practitioner, his name is Chan Master Xuan Jue, came. And usually, for someone to see a master, they will pay gratitude or they pay respect. But when he comes, Master Xuan Jue came to Master Huatou, and then he did not, make prostration to him. And Master Huatou of the sixth patriarch said, why didn't you pay respect? He come. And the answer was that impermanence is so quick, I have no time. Time of practice, right? And then the master was saying that, why didn't you realize it? So he was saying that, because this is impermanence, I have no time to prostrate to you. And the master reply was that, why didn't you realize impermanence? Right? So that upon hearing this, then Master Xuan Jue prostrate to him. And actually, it refers to Master Xuan Jue already, have some deep realization. He just need the affirmation from Master Huatou. So this story become a legend that the master of the sixth patriarch asked him to stay overnight, to stay over, and then he just stayed one night and then he left, because he already realized there's no need for him to to really stay and learn from him. So because of this, it becomes a legend that he has a name of overnight, I don't know if you know how to translate properly. It's just like enlighten, the master that enlightened for one night, something like that. I'm not sure if this is the appropriate translation. It's called 一觉悟. 艺术觉. Okay. So enlighten and then stay for one night. It's just what it's referring to. This story like this. So when you read this story properly, you also don't understand what's going on. Just a few dialogue and then that's it. Right? So it becomes a public case. Of course, there are many of this questioning that we use, but say for example, one disciple come to the teacher and asking, all the thousands of billions of phenomena that's come to one, and where is the one coming to, or where's the one going to? Everything comes to one, and where's the one coming to? Right? So the master answer was like, if you could have one golf, yeah, you could, if you're able to have one golf, and then you could take all the water of the West River, I will answer you. So he did not really answer him. And then once hearing that, then the disciple got deep understanding. Again, just by reading this story, we have no clue what's going on. And usually with one master, sometimes they don't reply directly. But just sometimes it's reply in such a way that's like these two things are not connected. But could he and could the disciple come to some kind of realization? We have to have some kind of also certain level of understanding, of certain level of realizations before we could really understand what's going on. So usually this referring to public case, 公案. And methods of using the 公案to find the answer. But for a Chinese practice, one thing that we need to know is that we don't want to involve too much thinking. Just to have a question like using the method of Huatou. Just question, but you're not supposed to think reasons. You're not supposed to use reason. You're not supposed to use your knowledge to answer it, to analyze it. You just questions. So they have different ways of, this different approach to practice. In the beginning, you may ask a question that you don't feel like it's questioning. You may just repeat the questions. Say, for example, what is my original face? You may repeat it. And then later on, when your mind is calm, it becomes a question. What is my original face? It becomes like asking. So repeating or reciting and then asking. And then when it comes asking, this is kind of wanting to know, get stronger. it becomes like, use this word, investigate. So just referring to this, the power of the strength of it gets stronger and stronger, right? So you investigate in this Huatou. And then if you use this so that this is so strong, it's like whatever you do is, everything is just questioning only. So that power is stronger and stronger and stronger. And then to one point where conditions are ripened, then if this kind of mass questioning exploded, then you come to a realization. But after the realizations, then you still use this, but at that time it's just what you call it, to watch the Huatou. So it's 4 levels. One is reciting or repeating, and the second is asking, and the third is investigating, and the fourth is to watch the Huatou. The approach is like this. And then again, in the process, you also need to let go of all the other wandering thoughts. Let go. If you have some thoughts coming in, just let go. That is the use of the method of Huatou. And then you have to have very strong faith about this method, about the teacher that teach you, and then about yourself that you are able to use this and you want to use it. So the faith is actually, or the confidence, it actually is emphasized very much in both methods, silent illumination and Huatou method. Okay, questions?
Mr. Golin, so when you reach the stage where you just watch the Huatou, then you just keep watching it, and that's it. That's all. Is it okay?
Yeah, actually, it's referring to the once you come to it realization, and in your daily life, the realization may not stay forever. So you may come back to the like ordinary way state of mind. Then you just use this method to watch it, to see. Once in a while you repeat it, so just to calm your mind. That's all. So it's called, after realization, it's called watching. So it's easy because you're familiar with it already.
One time I read a book called The Blue Cliff Records. Is that this method? It's like it says a bunch of stories about like masters and disciples having little conversations. But I didn't really understand it when I read it, but I think it's probably the same method, I guess. Have you ever heard of that book? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Blue Cliff record.
Yeah.
Yeah, the records talk about the stories. Many of them. And in there, this is like this use of this phrase as a method of practice. Okay. So you at least you understand or have some idea about silent illumination and method of Huatou, right? But understand it's not enough. We have to use it. Thank you very much.